Welcome to the Jenison Robotics 2019-2020 VEX Robotics season. Jenison Robotics is a parent-run, extracurricular, competitive robotics program serving Jenison Public Schools students in the 4th through 12th grade. The VEX Robotics competition for junior high and high school is based on the concept of project-based learning. With this project-based learning, students improve their skills they need in the 21st century. Collaboration and teamwork skills, their critical thinking, their communication, and other practical skills like documenting a project and computer programming, as well as turning a wrench. Let's take a look at this next season's project, the 2019-2020 VEX Robotics game, Tower Takeover.
Welcome to the world's greatest 2 minutes in robotics.
The 2019-2020 game, VEX Robotics competition, Tower Takeover.
Tower Takeover is played on a 12-foot by 12-foot field by two alliances, one red and one blue, made up of two teams each.
The object of the game is to get more points than the other alliance by scoring cubes in goals and placing cubes in towers.
The VRC Tower Takeover field contains 66 cubes. There are 22 of each color, orange, green, and purple.
In addition, there are 7 towers around the field. 5 of these are neutral, and 2 are specific to your alliance. Alliance towers may only be utilized by robots from that alliance.
There are also 4 goal zones, 2 per alliance, in the corners of the field. Goal zones may only be utilized by robots from that alliance.
Cubes are 5.5 inches across, or 139.7 millimeters, and are worth at least 1 point when scored in a goal zone. However, the exact value of each cube is determined by how many cubes of that specific color have been placed in towers.
All cubes start with a base value of 1 point. Then, each additional cube of that color that has been placed in a tower increases the point value of that color's scored cubes by 1 point. This means that although cubes in towers are not worth any points by themselves, the value of scored cubes in goal zones may change throughout the match. When cubes are placed in or removed from towers, the new values apply to all cubes. So, the actions of one robot will impact the potential score for both their own alliance and their opponents.
Each match begins with a 15-second autonomous period where robots score on their side of the field without help from their drivers. The alliance that scores more points in the autonomous period is awarded with 6 bonus points, added to the final score at the end of the match. The alliance who wins this autonomous bonus is also awarded 2 purple cubes, which may be introduced at any time during the driver control period.
The 1-minute, 45-second driver control period begins once the autonomous bonus winner has been determined. At the end of the driver control period, after all objects and robots have come to rest, the match will be scored to determine the winning alliance. Remember, even though potential point values may be changing throughout the match, VRC games are not scored until the driver control period has ended. Official rules and game information for VEX Robotics competition Tower Takeover can be found at roboticseducation.org or vexrobotics.com.
To register a team, find events near you, or ask a question on the official Q&A, please visit robotevents.com. Best of luck and have a great 2019-2020 season.
Now let's talk through what a typical season looks like. Teams of students, typically 4 on a team, design, build, and program, then drive the robots in competition.
For most teams, the season will begin in mid to late August and end after our January tournament. Teams will practice about 3 times every 2 weeks, typically from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Almost all Jenison teams will compete in around 5 league nights, mostly in October and November. There will be 2 to 3 all-day Saturday tournaments for teams, 1 in November, 1 in December, and 1 in January. The specific schedules are tailored around the specific members of each team. There is a participation fee to help offset some of the costs for the robotics season. $75 with 8 hours of volunteering by a parent or other representative of the student. But the participation fee increases to $150 if a family is unable to volunteer this season.
Teams lucky enough to advance to the VEX Robotics World Championship will pay for the expenses related to attending. Like in past years, teams will fundraise before Worlds to offset the costs. Another note about volunteering. This season won't happen without your help and involvement. In a typical season, we have 70 parents who have specific regular volunteering positions, coaches, referees, and other volunteering positions. Other parents volunteer to assist on competition days, queuing, help, concession stand help, check-in table, etc. Please sign up to coach or help out at a league night and or a Saturday event. Building robots isn't cheap. Neither is attending competitions. Jenison Robotics needs to fundraise for a majority of the season's expenses. Please participate in our organized fundraising efforts. Please ask your employer to donate to this program. Most companies are glad to donate to a worthy cause such as this. Thank you for your interest in Jenison Robotics program.